Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Get Placed Soon. Also, welcome to the episode 21 of Leetcode SQL 50 challenge. In the previous videos, we have completed so many topics, so many questions. But under the topic sorting and grouping, we are done with 2 questions. So, moving with the third question under the topic sorting and grouping, that is product sales analysis 3. In this question, you can see there are 2 tables, sales table and product table. You can see the common column between these two is product ID column. So product table consists of details of product ID and product name, but the sales table consists of all the details like the year the product came, the quantity, price, sales, everything. So we are supposed to write a solution to select these details, these 4 details like product ID, which here we are talking about the quantity, the price for the first year of every product sold. So when you go to a supermarket, you can see multiple items there, and for each item, when that item came for the first time and for the first year sales, we need to get the 4 details like product ID, year, quantity and price. So in this example, you can see there are 3 product IDs, 3 products, 100, 200 and 300. So the products are Nokia, Apple and Samsung. In the sales table, you can see product ID 1, that is Nokia. For product ID 100, you can see for Nokia there are 2 entries. For product ID 200, for Apple, you can see 1 entry. So you have sale ID, product ID, year, quantity, price. For the first year, you need to get the product ID, first year, quantity and price. So here there are 2 entries for Nokia, right? You can see 2008 and 2009. 2008 values you need to retrieve. For 200 table, there is only one, so that you are supposed to retrieve this. Okay, as simple as that. So for Nokia, there are 2 entries. You can see 2 years. But we need for the first year, right? So 2008 will be the first year. So we won't consider the second row here. We only consider the first row. For the product ID 200, we only have 1 row. That will be the first year and we'll consider this. So 1 and 3 rows, we will remove the sales ID column. Remaining all will be printed. Now let's see how to write code. So for this writing code, you can see we are having subqueries here. So let's see how to write code for this type of problem. So the goal here is to select the product ID for the first year, right? So we need to understand the first year product IDs. So here consider the subquery. In the subquery, you can see we are selecting the product ID minimum of year. So what happens when you do minimum of year? It will consider only the rows from the sales table which are having minimum year. We are grouping by the product ID. Why we are grouping at the product ID is with the product ID 100, we have 2 rows. So in the sales table with the product ID 100, when we have 2 rows, we are grouping by. So the 2 rows will be coming at one place. And then we are doing minimum of that year. When we do minimum of year, we will only consider 2008 and we will filter out 2009. This is removed. So with the help of the subquery, we are extracting the first year details. Now coming to the outer ID, you can see in the output, we are supposed to mention all these 4 columns, right? So product ID, year column as first year column, quantity, price from sales. So what happens is, we have already calculated this minimum. Here, we will only show those details. Now here, the only thing you need to keep in mind is the where condition. In the where condition, you can see it filter out the rows to include only those rows where the values matching the subquery. So just like we remove 2009 row, let me explain you how to write code for this type of problems. So the question is pretty simple, right? All we need to do is to calculate for a product ID minimum year value we are supposed to calculate, and we are supposed to retrieve the columns. As simple as that. So you can see the product ID, multiple entries are there here. That's why we will do group by product ID. We are selecting product ID comma minimum of year. So here 2008 and 2009, minimum year will select, 2008 will be saving, 2009 we will filter out. From the sales table, after grouping by, this is what we are going to get. So once we get the first year details, we are supposed to return the result, right? So outer query, we will return the result. So product ID, year as first year, quantity, price from sales table, where product ID comma year in. Why we are using all this product ID comma year in is, we will only match the rows which are present in this output. So what we are doing is, we are filtering out, right? Again, we are taking from the sales table. What are all present here, we will match and we will only retrieve those rows. As simple as that. Okay. So this is how we write code for this problem. It is pretty simple. I hope you understood this problem. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Bye bye.